Taxi vlog 266. I thought I'd do it from my own vehicle for a change, just for a change. I'm on my way to work right now. It's just about 5 minutes after 6 in the evening on Friday. I believe it's the 9th of August, yeah. Did I say taxi vlog 266? I'm sure I did, but I do it again. This week hasn't been too bad, really. I came out on Monday night and had 2 or 3 fares before 10 o'clock, and it was okay. I ended up taking over $100 home after leasing fuel. Then Tuesday, something very similar happened on Tuesday. It was the same kind of thing where I took home over $100, but then I even had overs on my lease. So the owner of the cab already owed me some money. Hope I'm centered. The camera is awful close to me compared to in the cab because this is a much smaller car. Yes, I actually do play music in my vehicle, but not in a taxi. I find it distracting in a taxi. But in my own car, oh, there's some kind of police action. Maybe there's an accident or something in there, in the parkway. Well, I don't usually go through there anyhow. Oh, yeah. So I had a lot of Interac overs Tuesday night, and then Wednesday was pretty good, and the pace wasn't crippling, although there were times when I wanted to go get a coffee, and for about 2 hours there I had one call after another, and well, you know, after 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning it gets quiet, so not much was happening after that. So I would take a nap and, you know, wait for another call. I think there was one morning I waited 3 hours for something. Yes, I think it was after the Tuesday night. I had done well, but then, or was it the Wednesday? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The main point is that at 1:45 or so, there was no business anymore. So I went into a parking lot, read a book. Did I bring another one? Yes, I did. I finished reading a book last night, so I'm bringing another one today. Oh, you wanted to know what it is? Well, it's one of the Temporal Void. The Peter F. Hamilton, one of the Void books. I think there's 4 of them. I think I've read 1 or 2 already. I don't know, something like that. It's mind candy. Keep me occupied. It's about Dyson spheres and aliens, and it's a great big long ugly saga, and this is just another part of it. So I finished reading, or I couldn't read anymore, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up at about 20 to 5 and I'm going, nah, okay, time to fuel up, nothing much is going to happen. So I get to the gas station. I get to the gas station and there's a cab sitting there having fueled up already, and he pulls away from the pump and I see this woman waving at him, and he just pays her no never mind and just leaves. And I'm pulling up to the pump and she's waving at me, and I go, okay, fine. So I motion to her, you know, come on over, get in. She comes in and goes for, you know, a $14 fare. After sitting for 3 hours and not getting a dispatch call, at the very end when I'm about to fuel up, I get one. Well, I was just a few minutes late. Not that it really matters very much, because the guy on day shift is quite understanding, and I told him what happened, and he was all right. So then Wednesday night was more of the same, even though the lease was. Oh fuck! I don't want to wait for these things. An MGA. How often do you see MGAs? It's a red MGA, and a couple of old folks driving it. Yeah. I digress. So yeah, even though the lease was more than Friday, Monday or Tuesday, on Wednesday I still took home over $100. If you include the 4 nights I worked, I banked half of our rent in 4 nights. And now it's the 5th, it's Friday, but you know, I don't expect much. Friday is like it's often the busiest night of the week. It has the most expensive lease, but by this time, I'm tired. I've worked 4 nights already, and I banked about half our lease, and next week, yeah, the cab goes in for painting on Monday, so I get to take Monday off. Day shift guy is going to miss Monday and Tuesday day shift. So he worked today on Friday. It's usually his day off on Friday, but he wants to make up for those that Monday and Tuesday night that he misses. So this morning I had worked a good Thursday night, and I had done all right. I was made for myself over 100 again. That's a little loud, isn't it? Maybe not. Background. I like the music in the background. Okay, let's go. I had a good night Thursday night, and it was kind of steady until 4 in the morning. It was a good, productive night. I didn't have many long ones, but you know, I had a lot of steady fares in the $10 to $15 range, and they add up. I had a couple shorter ones too, but you know, who cares? A couple of regular customers that I know fairly well. I took them a couple places. Then at 10 minutes to 5, I'm sleeping. I fell asleep at 4. I finished reading that book on Edith Piaf. Man, what a piece of work that woman was. And I was sleeping. 10 minutes to 5. Tick, 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 tick. So I woke up and it showed me an address. Time called for 5 o'clock. So I show up at the guy's house. And I'm waiting in the driveway, and suddenly my phone makes a funny noise, and it's from the day shift driver. He says, "Are you keeping the car late today?" So I didn't answer it right away. I wanted to see what would happen when the guy came out of the house. He came out with a overnight bag, and we put the overnight bag in the trunk. He says, "Where do you want me to sit?" Well, I told him anywhere but the driver's seat, unless you want my job. Take it, please. He said, okay. So he sat down next to me, and I'm sitting there, and I asked him, so, where do you want to go? He says, we're going to the airport. So I said, excuse me a moment while I compose a text message. So I composed a text message for the day shift guy and told him, just loaded, going to the airport, be back at 6. And the understanding is with me, fine, keep the car as long as you want. Now it's 6:15. If he's back already, fine. If he's not back already, that's fine too. I want to start reading this book I got. Like I said, it's Friday, there's no rush, there's no pressure. It doesn't usually get busy until after dark anyway in summer like this. Beautiful weather, people sitting in their backyards doing the barbecue thing, sucking back a 6-pack. I would like to do the same thing. going up a hill, use second gear, because these guys in front of me are not going very fast. So what have I used up? About 12 or 13 minutes. Oh, he's going up on the mountain. Okay, so long, buddy. So you know, it was all right. If he's there when if the car's there when I show up, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. I'm very easygoing about that. I like to work with people who are easygoing about that too. You know, if you got the car for 12 hours anyway, who cares if it's an hour after? You know, getting out at 5 o'clock is not always the answer. He was complaining about yesterday sitting at the cruise ship and getting a couple of fares just down to the Empress Hotel, and from the cruise ship, that's what, $7 or $8, and waiting in line for the cruise ship, and then what the? I wish I could teach people to learn how to drive in a hurry. So, you know, it's such a nice afternoon. I think I'm going to enjoy it, whether I get fares or not. And make a few bucks tonight, and not stress about anything. I have a long weekend coming up just because the car's going in for the paint. I think I mentioned that already. I'll get back to you in the morning when I've finished the shift and let you know how it went. Well, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I just dropped off a customer right here on the gorge. Well, let's see, how did the night go? It was kind of quiet until about 9 o'clock when it got dark. And then between 9 and midnight, it was really good. I had a couple $100 on by midnight. What? Well, you know, I might as well do this. They're giving me another call. I might as well do it because, you know, it's the end of the shift. And, if I'm still getting calls, I might as well do it. 58 Crease Auto Shop. Oh, it's that fucking guy. Yeah, so then it got I was busy, I guess, until 2:30 or so, and then it kind of died flat. I tried to read, you know, I read maybe 35 or 40 pages from the book I brought along. It's one of those that's a little hard to get into, it being Peter Hamilton. He's a little bit, he has a lot of things going on at the same time, a lot of scenarios happening at the same time, so, you know, it jumps around from one scene to another scene, and one group of characters to another group of characters, and it doesn't follow a linear, it's not a linear kind of, you know, style of writing. Then I had a couple of no-loads this morning. I got sent to places where there was nobody there, and a couple times, you know, you could see another cab leaving from where I was being sent to, and it's like, fuck, you gotta be kidding me. And not only was it cars from another fleet, it was our cars from our fleet were doing that. And there was one call just a little bit earlier where I got sent to get these people. I pull into the driveway and they're looking through the Venetian blinds and looking through the Venetian blinds. So I don't call them because I figure they know I'm there. And then another one of our cars shows up behind me and blocks me on the driveway. I've got 4 kids in the car. I want to back out, but this fucking guy's blocking me. Where do they get these new drivers? I tell you. And then one of them wanted to play music, and she asked me, "Do you have music in this car?" I said, "Well, not at the moment." She says, "Can you put some on?" So here I am fucking around with the radio, trying to get the radio turned on. And then she says, "You can turn here." It's like, fuck. You want me to set the radio or you want me to drive? What? And then the guy sitting next to me says, "Well, put on what you like." And I shut the radio off. Anyway, I got them to their destination and they tipped me handsomely because I was sarcastic. So, yeah, I'm going to do this one last call. I might as well. And, that's going to be it. Yeah, fucking pen. Fucking cheap pen. Okay. I hope yours is better than mine. I got my 3-day weekend as soon as I do this last fair. Good morning.